First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. Our company is Black Series Edition LLC. I was looking for my long throw SVGA Sony projector. This is the one at 1,000 lumens. This is when we have a whole entire display page on this particular projector. And here's the projector right here. Found it, was able to hook it up. And we're about a good distance from the screen. As you can see, this is where our projector's at. That's where the screen is at. Fully lit environment, plenty of light. Got light coming through there. I wish you would open up a little bit more over there. Let's open it up a little bit more. Maybe got lights all around. And this projector is a 600 by 800 720p SVGA projector. I got this projector for I think $75 on eBay, about 75 bucks. So, as I told you before, our technology can work with 1,000 lumens. Doesn't make a difference what environment. This screen's always going to be the pool with no problem whatsoever. So let's give you a look around again. Got the overheads on, of course. Plenty of light pushing through the windows as always. Nice and bright. No dark corners. None of that nonsense. We don't do that fake stuff at the end of the day. And we're here on the 1,000 lumen projector. There it is right there. Go look it up. That's my model number from my Sony. That's Old Faithful right there. And it shows people at the end of the day that you can pull up 1,000 lumens on our technology, not 2,200 lumens, 1,000 on our black technology. So let's begin. Oh, I gotta hook up some sound for this too, because this one has a separate adapter. God, I hate touching stuff with freaking rugs. We get electrocuted. Some electrocution. Yeah. Hate that crap. Get some electrocution. That's one thing I hate about rugs, man. I can't wait to be able to get out of here, get up on the top floor where it's hardwood and floors. No more getting electrocuted. That crap freaking sucks. I don't know how. Ah! Get away from my freaking projectors and cables, you knucklehead. I mean, you're already about to get in some mischief already. Go later in the middle floor. All right, there we go. I was looking for that 1,000 projector. I know I brought it with me. So there you go. That's our black technology, 100% black on a 1,000 lumen projector. I need to find my measuring tape too, because I did find the measuring tape, but I'm curious how far back we are. Now you can see, as we did we got a whole page dedicated for the 1,000 lumen projector. We got the screen sitting in doorways. We got it near windows. Doesn't make a difference. Our technology is designed to pull up at 1,000. That's why I can understand how in the world you have a great product that can only pull up at limited is a 2,200 lumens, and their screens are black and they can pull up at 1,000. I got to add some demonstrations, some upgrade demonstrations to the demonstration pages. So now we have a whole new different environment. And when we go upstairs, which has 10 times more light than up here, a lot of windows up there. I was looking at some of the pictures they were sending me over. We did the same demonstration all over again. That's why we call out you screen paint products at the end of the day, and you certify screens, we call you out. Because we're tired of seeing your fake demonstrations, fake environments, ambient light control environment, blah, 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 blah. We don't do that over here. Gotta show you stuff gotta work over here. It's gotta work. Customer, he or she, we already know from the door, is going to be skeptical about a black screen. And the biggest fear they're going to have is, can my projector see it? With a screen being that black? And we can say, yes, you can. Because we have tons of demonstrations on this particular projector in different environments using our 1,000 lumen projector. We also have these links in all our shopping carts, because we don't say it, we actually display it. And I can come here, and I said before, when I move into my apartment, I said I wasn't going to change anything in the environment. We're not going to darken curtains. We're not going to not use the overhead light because it may disrupt the picture quality. We're not going to pepper the environment with little bits of light. We're not doing that. Same way I'm coming in, it's the same way I'm going out. It's going to look the exact same way. Look how beautiful the colors pop. And this is on our 720p projector, SVGA, 600 by 800 res at 1,000 lumens. If you look at the environment again, I like to show it off. As you can see, lots of light pushing through, nice and bright. No dark corners, no dark shadows, none of that nonsense. That's why we say the future is black, not gray, not silver, not gunmetal. Black technology. Even though we're making a silver Patriot, that's not the future. The future is black technology. Now, if we put that challenge out for the star field, it doesn't make a difference if we use 5,000, because we know 5,000 on a projector hitting a gray and white screen is going to wash out even faster, because that's actually a lot of light making contact with the screen. If we choose 1,000 lumens, you're still going to have an issue, because again, now you don't have enough light hitting the screen. So that means your screen's going to wash out even faster, because it's not going to be a bright enough image to hit the screen. The screen can't generate enough high enough gain to deal with the light in the environment. So that's another problem you're going to have. That's why I said they don't work. Well, I wish I could have got a projector like this. This projector only does 16. It does 4.3. It's an old projector. I think they discontinued this model in 1999. It's very old. So that's why we can't get the 16.9, because it only does 4.3. That's how old it is. So we get people who say, well, you got a 5,000, well, we got 1,000. So what? Now what? That's why we have the 1,000 demonstrations. And even if we were at 5,000, new screens don't work. They will not pick up. They won't pick up.
Let me give you a piece of advice. If you're going to steal a lot.
I still have questions.
This is one of your games, right?
So at 1,000 lumens, 720p, 600 by 800 res projector, $75. Just thought about that. I paid more for this than I paid for the ultra short. That was $60. Oh, whatever. Two gunmetal certified screens, white screen in the middle. Check this out. Starfield screensaver. I think this projector has 100:1 contrast. Pretty sure it does. It's pretty low. So we can pick up a Starfield 100% black contrast level regardless of any projector we choose, whether it be ultra short throw, with the 2000:1, this projector we have here, the Sony VPL CS4, I think 100:1 contrast, is something really crazy low, or the projector behind it at 2000. At 36 ultra short throw, 1000 lumens long throw, and 5000 lumens. Doesn't make a difference. Gray, white screens don't see, and it can't accept contrast or color. Doesn't make a difference what your projector. That's why I clearly state at the end of the day, whatever screen you have is what performance you will receive from your projector. That's why when we go on YouTube, majority of the people we see are sitting in the dark. And even with that, still doesn't work. Blue screen, YouTube. Boom, 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 boom. Told you. I've done these so many times. Doesn't make a difference what place I lay my head at the end of the day. It will never ever work. Light blue. Certifieds have a better chance picking up the light blue than the middle screen, which is white. And if you have a white screen, you are picking up nothing. A lot of you not. Here we go. purple. Let's go with this pinkish kind of purple. Let's go pop over to red screen, YouTube. We can get that one to pop.
Getting that from YouTube.
Red screen. 8K desired nature, YouTube.
Getting that from YouTube.
So this is a portable projector, by the way, a little portable projector. Like I said, we're not even running for HDMI. We're running an adapter, just so we're allowed to be able to use the adapter unit on. That's what we're using. Let's go with some dark contrast levels. I got both Sony VPL FA30s, so I got a 31 in here, and I also have a 30. Yeah, 30 is 43, one's 52. I can put them both in here. A matter of fact, I'm gonna take the 52 out. I'm gonna push it right up against the screen. 5,200 lumens, nail on the screen that close. I guarantee you another one of those surfaces will lift.
Wow. Really makes you think.
Kind of guess where the skip button's at because we can't see it's in 4.3. There we go. So this projector has 100:1. I think it's 100:1 contrast. It is really crazy low. And yet it can see a contrast level way beyond a 2 million to 1 contrast projector. Or 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. Doesn't make a difference what you put in there. The screen's physically black. So that shows our customers at the end of the day will receive a contrast level. As long as the projector's name brand, because we don't support them. We support only name brands only, we don't support knockoffs. You'll be able to pick up a contrast level way far better than the P2, and you can do it in a fully lit environment. Now, if the P2, with all that power of having a 2 million to 1 contrast, will only be able to work as good as the screen it's being displayed on. And for the fellow who actually displayed it onto a gray wall, didn't pick up anything. It couldn't even pick up the menu in the background. Nothing at all. All that power. Now, if he had a more expensive screen up there, it would have picked up. Less with a white screen, somewhat a little bit better with the gray screen, but still you'd have to be in a dark environment with both screens. A gunmetal would have picked up with no problem whatsoever, but it wouldn't have been 100% black. It would have been a darker shade of gray. And black screens, well, then there's no point in you having the 2 million to 1 because, again, as I said before, the screen's black. And here we are at our 1,000 lumens right there. Look how far we sit back from our screen. And we're maintaining with no problem. You want a better projection screen, you want a better picture from your investment, you want to get what you paid for at the end of the day. This is where our technology is considered to be the future. I don't know what certified screens are doing at the end of the day. We showed you technology. We did technology 8 years ago. 8 years ago, we're developing this technology. And they're just now making darker gunmetals? They're way behind. So when they finally reach a black screen, they have just now caught up. When we had it 8 years ago. And as for the gray products, at the end of the day, claiming to be future-proof, you're not anywhere near future-proof. Because a gray screen is claiming this to be future-proof. How can you be future-proof when gunmetal technology is better than yours? Far better. And that's a really, really dark screen. Perfect gunmetals near black. Those are perfect gunmetal screens. So how are you claiming to be the future if you can't even knock out a gunmetal technology? AKAK Earth.
Getting that from YouTube.
8K Earth.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. Trying to figure out how we would do this. Yeah, they're not going to do the contrast. I'll tell you that from the door, because they can't do it in the fully lit environment. Screen won't pull.
Are you ready? Can we handle it? You got it. Attitude check.
This laptop is freaking crazy. This thing is fast.
I like to come in some form sites and we use 1,000 lumen projector. Then they'll start by saying, oh, that's not good enough. You got to have something more powerful than that. But you got anything higher than that? And we bring in a 5,000 lumen projector. So now what's the problem? We give them the opportunity to basically question the demonstration so we can crush them in the process. That's the whole purpose of it. Let them fly high enough to the sun and then watch their wings melt. So we come with 1,000 projector. Some form sites I'll walk with 1,000 projector. We're doing ambient light projection demonstrations. I'll do 1,000 projector, and we'll show some certified screens and say, well, that's not fair because using 1,000 projector, that's too low. And we come in with a 5,000 projector, and you watch the same reaction with the lights on and off. What do you have to say after that? Now we have demonstrations on this technology on our website of 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumens. The gain on this technology is so advanced. You can go watch the demonstrations for your room. We got them right there, all the test demonstrations. 1,000 lumen projector versus a 5,000 lumen Chrissy, the big boy I got standing behind me right now. Side by side. And that 1,000 lumens is able to maintain its level next to a 5,000 projector. We have demonstrations on 4K versus 720p, 4K versus 1080p, 1080p versus 720p. We show our customers at the end of the day that you really don't have to buy 4K if you don't want to. I can just buy a high-end 1080p, which I have standing behind me. That's it. Because you're not forced into saying you have to have this, or you have to have 4K. No, you just need a better screen. That's what you need. That's what it comes down to. You need a much better screen. Frustrates the daylights out of me when I go on YouTube and I see all these people with these beautiful, nice projectors and they're stuck in these really poorly lit environments and they're really not getting what they're supposed to get out of their technology. Even if I darken the environment, which I am going to have the same projector set up here, we're going to darken the environment and we'll still show you that our technology will produce better color than a certified and a white screen. You do know that. Well, we can see the certified now. Certified is picking up better since we're darkening the environment. So now we take out the lights, we close the blinds, we darken the environment. Now what? This is a 48 complete cinema. It's not even one of our darker screens. And Alpha 1 is a darker screen. The gamers are actually darker than a complete cinema. So we have one screen here at 5,000, another one here at between 12 to 1300. Then we have the white surface in the middle. We have our technology, which for the 150 inch is around $257 for our customers. And you got other people making statements that your screen paints work at 2200 lumens and up. Are you kidding me? This is a black technology at 1000 lumens. I see more than one for the 2200. I see one at 2000. Whew, man. Industry is exhausting. That's why when people sit there and they try to put my technology in the same category as these screens, please don't do that. That's a waste of our time right there. That's kind of like a slap in my face. I don't compare myself to no 1.1 and 2.0 and 0.8. We don't deal with those categories at all, period. So I can come on here and show you my technology in a fully lit environment if I choose. And even with the lights off, our technology pulls a higher gain. Our technology is called ambient light rejection, black technology gain. It's a chemical I was blessed to be able to develop that allows our screens to heighten and receive and understand white light. We have backed that up on so many demonstrations, it's not even funny. So we don't consider ourselves to be in the 1.0, 0.0, 2.0, whatever. We don't fit in that field at all, period. And all that nonsense with, what do you call it? They call their screens contrast. No, you do not have contrast. You can't even understand it. Calibrating, we don't calibrate jack at the end of the day. Why would I want to sit there and take the time to calibrate a machine that's supposed to have all these colors to begin with? Why would I do that? Red screen. There's no point.
Getting that from YouTube.
And it's a shame they spent all that time calibrating the projector to try to get the colors right, and there's nothing wrong with the projector at all. It's your screen that's not giving you the color, not the projector. That's the dumbest thing. I laugh when I see those demonstrations. I've heard a few people saying, oh, well, the customer will have a better image once he calibrates the projector. That is crap at the end of the day. I'm going to sit there and calibrate a machine I spent all that money on to get the colors correctly? It's not your freaking projector. It's your freaking screen that's having the issue. That's why you're sitting in the dark. You can't turn your lights on because your screen's going to wash out. Ultra short throw at 3000 lumens is sitting a foot away from the screen. There's no distance throw. You see the distance throw we have between here? When we turn the lights on, that means the projector starting off 1000 doesn't end at 1000. But when you're sitting across the screen about that close to your screen at 3000 lumens, I don't think lumens is going to be an issue at the end of the day for you. So how come you can't pick up the image? How come everyone's sitting in the dark with these projectors? How come that 2:1 contrast isn't hitting that screen correctly? What's going on with that? Why come the color's washed out? What's the problem? The problem is the screen. Projectors are fantastic. The problem is the technology and screens have not caught up yet. They're still lacking behind. That's why we can take all these older projectors that nobody will touch at the end of the day and do this. Because we don't depend on the projector to do the job. We depend on the screen to do the job. That's why they have you believe that it's your projector, you gotta buy this, you gotta get this, and blah, 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 blah. I do that side, people, because I spend a lot of my time on YouTube looking at these video demonstrations and these fake environments, fake well-lit environments, fake contrast levels, constantly telling the customers to calibrate. What if the customer decides he or she doesn't want to calibrate? Then what? If you're telling them that their colors are going to come in correctly and much better if they calibrate, so they have to force to learn how to do this? What if they don't want to learn how to do this? What if they don't want to? Then what? They have to suffer a screen that has really poor color because they don't want to go down that road, they don't want to do it? You're saying they have to do this? Or what if they don't want to be in an ambient light controlled environment? What if they want to just use the environment the way they set it up to be? Or are you forcing them that they have to be in a controlled environment, get the colors to pop a little better, contrast to pull? Or maybe you're forcing them that, you can't have a 720p projector. You have to have a high-end projector in order to use this technology. So you're forcing them to spend more money at the end of the day. That's pretty sad. Slow color change out.
Getting that from YouTube.
You could win a Chevy Bolt EV when you order Domino's delivery online.
Autodesk is a sorry.
Let me go grab my big boy venue projector. Because the next demonstration, I'm going to take a 5200 lumen projector. It would take 43. That's a lot of power. 4300 lumens. I'm going to shove it right up against that screen. Let's see if any one of those screens can see color with a projector that magnitude that close. Because it's the same thing as ultra short throw. You just got a projector that can sit very close to a screen that can produce a very large image. But it's 3,000 lumens making contact with screens. Some of those ultra short throws can be 5,000 lumens. So we'll take 4,300 lumens. Let's see if we move it right up against the screen, if those screens can see anything. I'm going to let the color play. I'm going to grab my other projector. Whoa, see? You caught it. You don't like the move. You got stepped on. Because you don't like the move. Taco's sitting right there. While I'm carrying these heavy projectors, I don't see him. He decides he doesn't want to move. I got stepped on. Learn the valuable lesson. Get the freak out of the way. So here we are doing our color patterns. This is a projector that was never calibrated. So the question is, why are you calibrating your projector? Why? Oh, to get the colors to come out correctly. Yeah, your screen's having an issue, not your projector. Leave your projector alone, there's something wrong with it. Unless it's a knockoff, then yeah, then it's your problem with the projector. Other than that, you don't need to calibrate it. Get your colors to come in correctly. That's funny. That's a good one. Let's get those colors to pop, pop, pop. Michael, you already got out of my way. You already did not see that when I was carrying the projector through. Now, I got a page on my website under the LLC that we're going to put, it's called an information page. We're going to leave these projectors out here because we're going to do some demonstrations for the information page. First one we're going to talk about is the big lie. I told that one lie myself, that I believe that because my projector had all these special bells and whistles, that using the white screen that I was able to be able to see these bells and whistles transport themselves magically to my screen, and I was going to pick up these wonderful colors and contrast levels and all this stuff in a fully lit environment because it had a whopping 3,200 lumens. At that time, 3,200 lumens was a big thing. Now today it's really not. But anyway, so that's what I believed. And then when I hit the wall and I saw how washed out the image was, especially coming off two monitors, because I was running it on my PC before I saw my friend with the giant screen, Grey Wolf, I realized that that was all a lie. I needed a better screen because that projector wouldn't work correctly unless I had a better screen. That's a wake-up call for me. So we're going to be talking about that and putting the videos up there and explaining to customers what you need to look for and what you need to ask for when it comes to screen paint products. Because at the end of the day, I get so sick and tired of seeing these phonies up here doing these fake demonstrations in the dark, or you're seeing contrast. Stop doing that. It's embarrassing. You know you're not seeing contrast. Turn the lights on in that environment on how you would have that place looking when you're off camera. If I'm off camera, my place looks exactly the same way when I'm on camera. I guarantee you, bar none, that most of the demonstrations we see where people sitting in those dark environments, their environment is not like that 24/7. I guarantee you they have a lot of light in there at the end of the day. They just don't show you the light when the projector's turned on, when the camera's on. No, ain't where that environment's that dark 24/7. A lot of lies. Tell me lies, tell me little lies. Yeah. The certified screens, and pick it up with them, I do believe that you produce a much higher contrast level than the gray, silver, or white screen. That's definite. Yes, they do. Their ambient light rejection technology is far better too. Definitely far better. I'd never say they would be on the same level. But if you stick your technology next to my screen in a white sheet of paper, I guarantee I can make it look close enough to it because my technology is better, which we're seeing right now. They can maintain their color and they can maintain a certain level of contrast, not black, but gray. If they were to sit there and say, any of the gunmetal technology were to say, hey, Mr. Bird, you're wrong. We to produce 100% black contrast levels. No, you do not. That's a lie. You would have to have a physical black screen to do that. And since your technology is not physically black, if I stick you against my screen, you won't pick up black. You will actually pick up a shade of gray. So you're not picking that up at all, period. Even if you went out and spent the money for the expensive projector to do so, you still can't do it. Can't beat physical black. Black is black. I tell you one thing, that Amazon packing tape is no freaking joke. That stuff is pretty good. See why customers are complaining about how they couldn't get their packages, and see why. Like I said, those of you sitting around with these 1 and 2 projector demonstrations, you know you're supposed to have far more projectors than that. In the kitchen, I just got my 235.1 600 by 800 res projector ViewSonic. So we got a ViewSonic, we got an Optima in the next room over there unpacked, and I got my 2 Sonys on the floor I'm unpacking. I got another Sony here and 2 Christies and another NEC. Oh, and another Sony. We got another Sony Ultra Short that we unpacked. The reason why he sat there and said 2200 lumens, because that's the only thing he tested his screen on was 2200 lumens. So he sat there and put in a well, I don't know if you call it a specification sheet, whatever it is, called a cheat sheet, whatever it is. But he sat there and put down that his screen paint operates at 22. No, it does not. You don't know your own screen paint. Guess what? I tested your screen paint. Your screen paint operates at 1000. That's what it picks up at. Because house paint, Network Grade 773, and Slip Silver, and all the other products we had down in the basement picked up at 1000 lumens. The same one we're using right here. That's because you didn't have 1000 lumen on hand. And when you do 1000 lumen test on a projector, you have to be in a fully lit environment, you have to have other screens to test it again, and you have to have a good distance though while you're doing it, like we're doing right now. But this is not a test, this is for fun. So if you're doing this in the dark at 1000 lumens, what happens is the customer says, okay, it works at 1000 lumens. Let me go use this in my environment, like me, say I'm the customer and I buy that screen paint and I decide I'm going to use that projector in a fully lit environment. What's going to happen to my screen? It's not going to work because the person who made the screen paint never tested it in a fully lit environment. They stuck it in the dark to make the screen look good. This is what happens when you cheat and cut corners. It comes back to bite you in the face. Shouldn't do that. All right, this is the big boy right here. It's 5200 lumens. Take these off. Lost my residue. And this is why we take the time to show you all this, do all these demonstrations for the customer, so the customer can see what real technology looks like in a sea of bullcrap. The next couple of days or weeks or months or whatever time we're doing this, I'm gonna get brutal with you people at the end of the day. Not my customers, I'm talking about you jokers at the end of the day that are making these fake demonstrations in these fake environments. Fake noted test demonstrations on your products matching house paint at the end of the day. Oh, great goodness, man. Freaking, it's a circus. It's a freaking circus. I literally, thinking about, at the end of the day, just making my own name for our technology that we can stand away from the industry, because I don't want to be touched by you guys with a 10-foot pole. This is the reason why, at the end of the day, I don't care if a contract came up from Elite Screens, Black, I don't care what company. I don't want to have nothing to do with y'all. Because I don't like the way y'all do your demonstrations. I don't like the way you sell your products. I don't like anything about what you do at the end of the day. I don't want to be any part of it at all, period. I don't want my company's name anywhere near anything you guys have to offer at the end of the day. Because if I walk into one of your demonstrations, I'm going to complain. They're not going to like me at the end of the day. Why is the room so dark? What the frick is ambient light rejection? What are we using that for at the end of the day? We're going to have problems. You're calibrating it? What the frick are you calibrating it for? You know how powerful that machine is? That's just downright stupid. That's the same problem I had with, perfect example, Dragonfly, the screen by Dragonfly. I didn't want them touching my stuff. After I saw that demonstration with those 5 screens, it was 5 different screens all lined up together, showing a demonstration of a car traveling on the road, no color pattern demonstrations, no heavy contrast, no white level demonstrations, on this insane monster of a projector that literally hit the side of a box that matched the screens also. I saw that in the demonstration. And then we're going to turn the lights on. Oh, so wait, what was that? What I was looking at the entire time? This is supposed to be ambient light projection technology, and this is how poor these demonstrations are done now. I don't want to be affiliated with that nonsense. I don't want you touching my stuff. And that's the same thing I sent over. I sent the same message. I didn't like its demonstration. It was very poorly done. Half of the projectors you're using in the demonstration, only certain people can relate to those projectors. In this demonstration, anyone can relate to that. That's a 1,000 lumen projector. It only costs $75. That's it. And I didn't see any real comparison between the screens at all, period. Just a car driving down the road, showing some black, And again, none of those screens were physically black. None of the screens were picking up a black contrast level at all, period. So I didn't like the demonstration. So that's why I'm not interested, and I'm definitely interested in blowing out the Dragonfly technology, because we know we can crush it. That's easy for us. But that's the only thing I'm interested in. But other than attaching myself or doing, no, I don't want to do business with none of y'all at the end of the day. Because your demonstrations are fake, phonies, and at the end of the day, you don't truly show true technology. If you want to talk about the ceiling and light rejection technology, please. I had a 180-inch screen attached to my ceiling with a ceiling fixture right in the center of it. I can produce the stars, the galaxy, make it snow, make it rain, right there in the center of my ceiling at 180 inches. And my projector was a 720p short throw at $140. And you want to talk about ambient light rejection technology at the end of the day. Pish posh. No big deal. I don't do anything at the end of the day. Technology is weak. Now, if any of you companies feel the need that you want to address Mr. Bird at the end of the day by saying I'm slandering your products, then how about this? I'll do you one better. How about I take an Alpha 1 and I stick it against your product and we see what happens? You got my guarantee, 100%, that screen will destroy your product like no other. That's what we engineered it for, to do. That's what the screen was strictly designed, to wipe out certified screen completely. No ifs, ands, no buts, nothing, just gone. If you want to challenge my skill level, I've got no problem with that. I can develop technology, I can drop this entire company and develop an entire product line, which I did already. I knocked out the entire Crystal Edge technology, gone. And went in and rebuilt an entire company, was blessed to build an entire company from the ground up with all new technology, new testing, everything to back it on every level you can possibly think of. And I can wipe out all your technology. I can drop this company. I've got books and books and books and composition books of technology I haven't even got a chance to experiment and test yet. So I'm talking to the certified screens right now, addressing them. I can develop technology within months, within weeks, and I can wipe out technology it took you years to develop because I understand how your stuff works. I see how you do your demonstrations and how you basically cut corners at the end of the day and the projectors you have to depend on that we don't depend on. And what you used at the end of the day made you weaker, didn't make you stronger. If I really want to embarrass you, I can make a product called 20-minute 4K. You know what a 20-minute 4K is? That's a technology we can develop in 20 minutes. 20 minutes that can wipe out your entire product line in 20 minutes in developing that product. All the technology we have under the 48s, if you look at the original demonstrations when we first started showing them off, those technologies were developed in the timeline of 10 to 20 minutes. They were engineered. And within the timeline they were developed, we put them right on, painted them on camera, displayed them, knocked out certifies right from the door. Because anytime I do the screen paint, I always put it against certifies right from the door. So at 20 minutes of that technology being engineered, we knocked out 5 certifies right from the door. We knocked out ultra short those right from the door. The 48s were so insane at the fact that we were throwing 9 and 10 screens up there and they were knocking them out left and right. Check it out for yourself. So, I don't see anywhere where you guys can touch us. Mind you, black technology has been out 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, that technology, if we did the test, would dominate all the stuff that you have now. And now the technology we have now is more advanced than what we had 8 years ago. So that's why I'm on that confidence level that they can't touch us. All right, let's see. While we're talking about all that, let's pull this up. It's not about, at the end of the day, who makes the most money. It's about who's better. That's what it comes down for me. I couldn't care less if you guys are making millions and millions of dollars. I don't care. It's about who is better. My technology is better. The worst thing about a certified screen is that reflective surface. That's the worst thing. I know why they keep putting it on the surface. Why? It's the worst thing you want to do. It causes narrow viewing combs effect. You go turn to the side, it get dark. Not saying all of them. Some of them actually do pretty good with the reflective surface. Not saying all of them. But some of them do have that issue. And then you can't use them with ultra short throws. You need a special screen. Yeah. But they are better than the pros or cons. They are better than the white screens and the gray screens. They're far better than that. Which we've done a test on that too. Unfortunately, you guys have spent your time concentrating on gunmetal because you're afraid of black technology. Because you believe in that whole fake theory of saying that if a screen is too black, it can't accept white levels. And this is going to cause the screen to have all kinds of problems. It can't produce in fully lit environments. This is going to destroy your ambient light projection technology. You went backwards instead of going forward. The black darker the screen, the better the ambient light projection technology. Do you have any idea what black technology looks like in a dedicated theater room? We did that demonstration. That thing absorbs all the light. You have no white splash up on the ceiling. It's all absorbed into the screen. And it pushes that image right back at you. And we can take y'all certifies in there and we can turn you into white sheets of paper against that tech. Now, if they're not listening to me talk, the reason why, and you probably figure out, why does he keep talking about, why does he keep talking? Because I'm trying to push these guys to bring out a black screen because we need a challenge. I'm bored. That's why. That's why I'm pushing like this. This why, because I need one of these companies to bring us some kind of black technology so we have something to basically for our future technology that's coming up. I need better test demonstrations. I need better test screens for what we're building. We have technology that we're working on right now that's way beyond what we have right now. And the only way we're going to get any competition in this whatsoever, we need better competition. And that's why I'm pushing for certified screens to develop better technology. Give us a challenge. Now, last time I had a rant like this, I get sick and tired of every time I get up and I develop a different screen paint, and we got to take a certified screen and put up there. It's the same thing, white screen first, and we see the tone, don't pick up. Then we did a blue, then we did a red, the greens, the yellow, we did a multi-picture colors, we did the white levels, and it gets boring after a while. Come on, for goodness sakes. I mean, we've had black technology since 8 years ago. You guys could at least develop some kind of black technology. Your gunmetal is good, but it's not great. One of y'all, please develop one. Because when the Alpha 1 launches, we don't have anything to test it against. I'm not bragging here. We don't have any certified gunmetal that's going to be taking Alpha 1. Alpha 1's technology, and the reason why it takes 20 minutes, the Alpha 1's, we're taking our time with this one. We want to engineer and craft this screen. It's going to take a couple months. We're building on this product. We want this thing to be so freaking ruthless that, I mean, I can go to Home Depot and I can buy whatever black paint I want and that screen will crush it. We're going to make a monster. And for those of you sitting up there laughing behind the camera, telling me, oh, well, you see my test demonstrations. I can back my product on every level you could possibly think of. And when I get done with this Sugar Plum Fairy, oh, we're going to have a ball with that one. I'll be popping in every freaking forum site. I've been getting banned from a lot of forum sites. I can tell you right from the door, I'm getting banned. I'm definitely getting banned. Can you imagine someone coming in with a screen paint called a Sugar Plum Fairy and them dominating, crushing your freaking certified screen just like that? That's pretty embarrassing. That's what we're developing Sugar Plum Fairy for, to just show you that all you people like to laugh and crack jokes about our products, we're just going to come and wipe yourself out clean with a Sugar Plum Fairy. That's pretty embarrassing. That shows you the level that when I first walked into that Home Depot, this is where I developed the Digital One from. When I first walked into that Home Depot and the Lord put that thought into my head, he gave me that ingredients. It never stopped. His voice just got louder and louder. So when I tell you at the end of the day that the technology, I mean, you've seen the stuff that we design is insane. When I tell you that the Alpha 1 technology, what we're engineering here is going to be a nightmare, it is going to be an absolute nightmare. For the customers, it's going to be fantastic because they're going to have an extremely insane technology at the end of the day. But for people that are making screen paint products, it's going to be your boogeyman. And then the Sugar Plum Fairy, well, that screen paint was just designed strictly to show you that we can make a screen paint and call it wherever you want. Heck, I could have called these right here the Laughing Daffodils if I wanted to. And they would have crushed everything we put against. But this one is strictly designed to embarrass the screen. And some people, like I said, are interested in buying it now because they're curious about the Sugar Plum Fairy. Which I like the name. I love the freaking name. I actually love the page we designed for it. I got to start working on more of that today too. The Sugar Plum Fairy. But anyway, that's what that was designed for. Because we want to pop this screen into forum sites. And we want people to joke. We want them to laugh at it. We want them to tease the name. We want all of that. That's what we want. And then we're going to come in and we're going to do the demonstrations and we're going to blow your products out of the water with it. But I want y'all to tease it. I want you to take it for a joke. Please take it for a joke. Just joke, tease whatever you want, and then we're going to shut you down with it. I love it when people fly too close to the sun. We'll melt your wings, I guarantee you. So now we're going to take 4,300 lumens. We're going to shove it up against the screen. You would think with the projector being that close that maybe these screens may be to pull up some color, right? Well, let's see what happens. about bragging, people. It's about, you know, you can call your product like Partey, who made that stacking system. If he could back that up, yeah, he got that right. He got that right to call it whatever the freak he wants at the end of the day, as long as he can back it up. If you can't back it up, it's all hearsay. It's not true. I got so bored one time in a demonstration. I had to find that demonstration. It was called the Sunbather. I literally built a scaffold outside my window to take the very same projector you see, that 1,000 lumen, and I stuck it on that scaffold. Waited till 12 o'clock in the afternoon so the sun would basically bathe itself all over that projector. So when you have sunlight directly hitting the projector, that means when that thing fires off, the lumen count drops dramatically because it's being cut off right from the door. And that projector had to endure that sunlight, push through that glass window, and travel 10 feet and hit that screen and produce an image. I'm going to find that demonstration when I post it so you can see it. Let's grab, what are we going to use for this? Shoot, I have to swap these out. Dude, really, that's what can we just get a power clipper? There's another PS4 on top of it. There's nothing much easier to do. I think getting on my freaking nerves sometimes. I'm supposed to be doing some other things today, but I'm having too much fun today. I was supposed to be doing something else, but I'm having a little too much fun today. Let me get the other cord from the other stick in there. What am I starting to look like? It's one of those dual screens. Dual screens. You want to go in there? Get in there. Go. Let's see. Now give it some time. Our room, her face would start looking like a wire explosion, which it does look like now. We'll clean this up later on. Let's see. $4,300 lumens. I'll tell you something. Gordon Ramsay, when I used to watch his show, I think he's just an absolute complete jerk at the end of the day. But when you really look into him, he's not. He's a person who's very passionate about what he does. And he doesn't like when people take the same art that he loves, that he has a passion for, and they turn it into trash. That's why he's such a master at his craft. And that's the same field I feel in. I love projection. I love it so much. And I hate when people take and they cut corners and they lie and it's a bunch of bull crap at the end of the day and don't do what they're supposed to do in their demonstrations because they're too busy cutting corners trying to make the screen look pretty. Well, that Alpha 1, but the technology we have right now is an awakening. But the technology we have coming after the Alpha 1, some other stuff we're bidding on, yeah, that stuff is going to be strictly designed just to tear y'all stuff up. To blow out the myths that you have to be in these dark environments, you have to have expensive projectors, you got to calibrate. You're going to blow all that crap out of the water. I'm going to be getting banned from forum sites left and right. And the only reason they'll ban me from a forum site, we don't advertise in there. We come in there, we show a product off, and that's it. And they don't like the fact because you have somebody who may have a forum site and they may be talking about how you have to be in an ambient controlled environment. We'll blow that computing theory clean out of the water. Then what? What do you got to talk about then? Because it's a lie. You don't have to be in an ambient controlled environment. You have to be in an ambient controlled environment because the screen needs to be in that environment. You don't have to be in it. The screen needs to be in the environment, not you. If that was the case, we would see more demonstrations like ours, fully lit environments, and we don't see that. So what's the next theory? Try to make it seem like his product is fake. Or we know there's other screen paints basically trying to gang up on our company at the end of the day to try to make it seem like our products are fake. But it's a way that basically we kind of debunk that theory. Our products are tested and we put our demonstrations up as challenges. For someone at the end of the day who's supposed to be such a fake, you guys are having a really hard time basically to beat my products and beat my demonstrations. I put matching better demonstrations up, and for one freaking month, and you guys still haven't been able to match in better any of my tech. I have an entire page right there on the website for test demonstrations and demonstrations. We put challenges up, none of them are done. Do I need to pull it back 8 years? Do I need to pull it back 10 years and give you challenges on my entire YouTube channel? Do you want that kind of pressure on you? You don't have nothing for us. Because you guys were too busy being lazy, following the certifier screens going under their freaking rules and regulations. Well, you know, it must be good because it's coming from the certifier. Certified's pish posh. Same technology that sits there and tells you got to spend, they do these demonstrations on these god-awful expensive projectors. That coffee table Sony projector is like $50,000, right? Used are $25,000. You need all that? You get it to work. Hey, do you? That's interesting. The lie of the white screen. Biggest lie of them all. That's the biggest lie of them all. It's the white screen. The white screen will sit there and tell you at the end of the day, when you watch the demonstrations, you will see on Amazon, you will see it on eBay, you will see demonstrations of these screens producing these beautiful colors with this nice family sitting around the screen, and they're sitting there watching soccer and sports, and it's in a fully lit environment, and you see the same demonstrations outside, and you think to yourself, gee whiz, this is what I'm going to get out of the screen. Well, you're not getting crap because it was actually photoshopped in. If you take the time and hit the back button, you would notice that that image pops up somewhere else on Google. Google image search, or Google Lens, or however way you want to put it. That's why you have to be smart. And the reason why they hate us is because we expose them for what they do. And we make them have to work. You're going to have to work because I'm going to keep setting the bar higher and higher, and you're going to have to work for it. If you don't want to work for it, you know my slogan. What's the slogan, people? Back it up or pack it up. Because all that getting on camera with all that blah, blah, blah is fake. Stacking system, my foot. That's a bunch of garbage. That's not even true at the end of the day. Stack a screen dry to the touch is supposed to fuse. That's not happening. Guess what? This wall and this screen are touching each other. Is it doing anything different? It's not. It's fake. Let's do it and get some color on this right here. Need not say anymore. Need not say anymore. That's 4,300 lumens sitting on top of the screen right there. Two certified screens, one at 5,000, one sitting there at around 12,000 to 13,000, and a white screen at 4,300 lumens. And yet that black technology is showing that nice, beautiful red. This is what I get tired of seeing. These fake, phony demonstrations. Still a contrast level up there. And the sad thing about it is the consumer is the one that suffers for it. They make the money, and they make their money at the end of the day, but it's the consumer that gets ripped off at the end of the day. When you're watching the demonstrations and they're showing you off these amazing projectors, what kind of screens are they using in the demonstrations? I guarantee you they're not using the white or gray screen in there. They're actually using something probably really high end in there. But they don't tell you that until you get it home and you find that it doesn't work exactly the way it's going to work on your white screen, because you think all those bells and whistles are going to connect to the screen, and they don't. Then you go to forum sites. I see them in forum sites trying to figure out how to get their investment to work. And they're being told, well, you got to calibrate. Half the people on there don't want to calibrate. Some don't even know the beginning of calibrating the projector. They don't really bother with it. They just want it to work. Get what they paid for. That's what they want. And people want to sit there and say at the end of the day, oh, it's all about money. If it was all about money for me, and I can blow out a certified that easy, yeah, I don't think I would be selling my paint for that cheap at the end of the day. I don't think I would make it that affordable if at the end of the day, if that was the case. I would have sold out to any one of these big companies that basically rang my doorbell and said, hey, look, would you like to engineer technology for us? Because I know at the end of the day, if I do that with them, you definitely, for those of you who are having a really hard time affording the gunmetal, you're not going to be to touch what we're developing for them, because I guarantee they're going to charge a whole lot of money for it. If that was the case. Look at those beautiful colors. You can't even see them. That's a 1080p projector, you know that, right? Sony VPO FH30, 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. It's a WXGA. It's a venue. Show you what you're missing. Now, here's the white levels right here. Anytime we do white level, there's a certain tone we're looking for. We don't see that tone. We already know, if you know, that screen can't see color and contrast because white levels are way too high. Did you know the sheet in the middle is a white sheet of paper, right? Those are two gunmetal sitting side by side. So those gunmetal technology is producing a white level high enough to blend in with that white screen, which is something you do not want, because a white screen already from the door is going to have a problem with color and contrast. So why do you want to match it? See? Biggest mistake we see people when they make screen paint products, they want the white levels to be as white as a white screen. No, you don't want that. That's the last thing you want, because that's the screen that has some problems seeing color and contrast. You want to match that Okie doke. That's what happens when you try to match them. It's a white sheet of paper sitting in the middle. Here's a reality check, color swap out. Let's see what happens. This is why you see me when I get up, turn on a 150-inch screen, walk around the house and sit and watch movies, sports, cartoons, watch fish under the ocean. I can watch the stars pull up. I can watch galaxies, anything the freak I want. And I never have to worry about my screen ever washing out or fading. I never have to worry about being subject to being pushed to buying certified screens or overpriced expensive projectors. Never have to worry about calibrating my screens or projectors at the end of the day. I don't got to go through that nonsense. $500 is my most expensive projector. It costs me in my category. That's it. Contrast levels, we don't care. One time at the Best Buy, I was looking at a projector, and the guy was like, this projector has like 5 million to 1 contrast. I was like, what do I care? And what you mean? Your contrast is very important. I don't need it. Trust me, I'm good. My screen's black. He said black projection screen. That's unheard of. They don't make black projection screens. Pulled up that cell phone, showed him that black screen. His jaw dropped to the ground. That projector right there has a 2001. It's 720p. And at the time, my screen was 200 inches. It went from ceiling to floor. At the end of the day, he walked off with one of my business cards. He bought a product from me. And I walk in Best Buy, and he works in the TV department, and he buys my technology. So I'm pretty sure he got his TV from out of there. Because what they're used to seeing is gray and white screens. Well, mostly white screens, not gray screens, but mostly white screens. That's what they'll see. And you're going to convince the customer that the projector they're going to purchase is going to do the same thing on that white screen. But it's not their fault because they don't know about our technology. If my technology was sitting in a Best Buy, do you think anybody would sit there and buy the white screen? If they saw a side-by-side comparison of my technology versus a white screen, they would buy my technology in a hot second. That's why we're setting up for the showrooms for this summer. So when we have screens being displayed on the park, and inflatable screens at 150 inches, half of them coated with our technology and the half with the white screen, and people are going to be drawn to the attraction that they can pull up an image that sharp, that beautiful, and how much they're actually missing from their screens. It's a wake-up call, especially with the white screens for outside demonstrations or projection screen setups, which the majority of those are all white. It's going to be a huge wake-up call. Somebody says like having a TV outside. No, the heck it's not. Our technology is like having a TV outside. So we're sitting that close to the screen. At 43. Now, we want to go in. .43 right on top of the screen. Now we're at 5,000 lumens at 21 feet back. Here's my everything about lens shift. Not to touch my projector any given time I need to touch it. Now we're back at 5,000 lumens. 5,000 lumens at 21 feet. It's shutting down, so I'm going to take you, put you over here. Let you have a shot. There we go. So we went from 1,000 lumens, we went from 43 right on top of the screen, and now we are at 5,000 at 21 feet. This is the screen, the projector I use. I think I missed my output. Output, so. Base test, YouTube.
Getting that from YouTube.
Make sure my sound's in correctly. Just a minute, I have to put something in real quick. Oop, not you, you're copyrighted. Where's the other one at? Just and see if my bass is working. Because I had unplugged for this, what you call. It's running. Okay, okay. Make sure, because I had unplugged my audio for the 1,000 lumen and wanted to make sure that my sound's traveling through. All right, cool. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
All right, make sure we're sized up just right. I use the blue screens to basically size up my screen to make sure I got it basically fitting just right. So we're using the lens shift to push that right in the spot. Bring it down a little bit because I want it to be even, Steven all the way across. There we go. So now we're at 5,000 lumens. We're 21 feet back. The other one we had it at 43, and we're sitting right up on top of the screen, probably about a good 2 feet from the screen. That's basically about it. So 2 feet from the screen at 43, the certified screens and white screen don't pick up. They don't register. And at 21 feet back, they don't register either. Slow color change out.
Getting that from YouTube.
At 1,000 lumens, they still don't pick up. That's why I keep telling you, at the end of the day, it comes down to your screen. Unless you got a knockoff, then it's both, but it comes down to your screen. The reason why you're picking up poor color, the reason why you're picking up poor contrast, the reason why images are washing out in fully lit environments and not coming up correctly is because it's your screen. It's not your projector. Unless you got a knockoff. Other than that, it's not your projector. Those of you who have 720p projectors and you feel the need that you have to upgrade and buy a new projector, if you want to buy for a little bit of higher res and you get, get a 1080p, get a 4K, it's up to you. But for the purpose of color and contrast and all that, no, that comes down to your screen. Ambient projection technology comes down to your screen. It doesn't come down by how many lumens you have on your projector, because if you can't pick it up, you can't pick it up, which we just showed you. At 1,000 lumens, the screen came up super bright with no problem whatsoever. It just wasn't picking up on the gray it certifies, and it wasn't picking up on the white screen at 1,000 lumens. Well, we saw it crystal clear. Then we jump it at 43, we shove it right up on top of the screen, and it's still not picking up. And we're right up on top of the screen. Yeah, that's some ambient light projection technology right there. And now we're 21 feet back at 5,000 lumens, and we still can't pick up. So before you make the choice to go out and go buy yourself a new projector, you check out our technology first. And before you buy from me, You ask me questions. You ask me about my test demonstrations. You ask me to back my product up. And I guarantee you that by the time you do your research and you go look around on YouTube, find how many people are doing the same demonstration I'm doing at the end of the day. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go back again. One thing, important thing a customer needs to know, you need to know to see if these products are going to be matching house paints. Number one, you need to ask these questions. You don't see any demonstrations on doing any side-by-side with any everyday household products, you need to request these. If they're just now showing these tests, you don't buy, because these tests should have been done before the product was sold. From the time to time, we'll have the naysayers will contact me and go, oh, your tests are old. No, my tests are for this year, for 2022, when the product launched. Before the product launched, those tests were existing. If you're just now showing new tests on a product that you are already selling, you know this is a bad idea. This is basic common sense. Go over to your refrigerator in your kitchen. I'm guaranteed that machine was tested before you could ever buy it. That'd be kind of crazy if you find out that, oh wait, we're just now testing the refrigerator, or you basically were the guinea pig for testing the refrigerator, because that's what it comes down to. Everything you have in your environment has been tested before you could buy it. So how come the screen paint's not doing the same thing? This is why the specification sheets are a bunch of phony baloney, because again, they don't even know if the product even works or not. Just like with Partey in that whole stacking system. He doesn't know that thing works or not. He has no proof of it. So what happens if a customer buys that product, misses one of the steps, and goes, and then in the back of their mind, they're thinking that I screwed the screen up because I missed a step. What's the outcome if you miss a step? Can you go back to your chart and go, okay, we did the test on this. Which step did you miss? I missed 3. All right, let me see on my chart for 3. Okay, 3, we tested. If you missed 3, the image comes out looking like blurry, or maybe it comes out hot spotty, or maybe it comes out too dark. Because he did the test, he can basically do a problem solve and figure out exactly why the customer screen is looking this way. And also too, that helps him out in the long run. If someone's trying to get over on him, he can go, wait a minute, no. You delivery didn't put in a step, because people will do that. They will deliberately not put in steps to make your product look bad if it requires multiple coats or multiple step process to try to get over and say, hey, it was not as described. So this protects you at the end of the day, because you can always go back and say, look, these are my tests right here. They missed step 3, because this is what happens when you miss step 3. He can't even put that in because he didn't do the test himself. So he can't even protect himself. If anybody follows a not as described, he can't help himself. Us, on the other hand, we can. We do all these tests. So if I look at a demonstration, I see a screen coming up too dark, we know 100% it's black paint, because black paint has that reaction on our screen through all our tests. That's why you have to do those tests. That's why the whole stacking theory is considered to be phony baloney. The entire website is based off phony baloney until he can back up that theory. And in the demonstrations, if you watched it, you will notice that after all that work he did on the screen, it ended up matching the wall in the theater room, which is not a good sign. You just had the customer apply all that paint to a wall or a surface, wasted all that time to just have it match. You just did the first coat, did this last coat and been done with it. But you have to have that system put in there, that problem sheet, just in case if he or she misses one of the applications, and in the back of their mind, they could be thinking the screen could be perfectly fine. It could be nothing wrong with it at all, period. So your shoe might not even, probably doesn't require all those steps. But in the back of their mind, because this person is saying that you have to do these steps, they're going to think in the back of their mind they screwed it up because they missed a step. So how can you prove to them that they did or they didn't? There you go. That's the problem you're going to have. Now with Goose Green, their step system is simple and plain. You got a primer that they have. You have the paint itself, and you have a finisher, which is a protective coat. We're talking about a stacking system that involves multiple layers to transform a screen into some super screen at the end. And if you paint it the 5th time, you pick up a slightly higher gain. You can't make that statement if you can't back that up. Same thing with Crow. You do it yourself. You make claims to your customers. They're going to pull up this perfect quality image, and it's going to be sharp, and it's going to be vivid, and you do all your demonstrations in the dark with a high-end ultra short throw projector with an insanely high contrast level. You don't do any demonstrations in fully lit environments, and when you do them, you only pick beautiful bright colors because they will fade less on the screen. You don't do any heavy contrast levels in fully lit environments. And then worse upon worse, and I hate to bring this up, my man, but I got to, it's business. You matched house paint. That is the worst thing you can ever do with a screen paint product, especially if you've been selling it for quite some time to customers. Matching a house paint is the worst thing you want to do. And continue to sell the product after being caught. That's the worst. It's kind of like spitting in the face of your customers. That's pretty much what you're doing. The worst thing you could do. We've all heard that nonsense before. You know, heard about a recall and something, and people are still selling the recall items. I've seen stores do that. They have a massive recall on an item, and they'll try to cut corners to save a little money, and they'll basically still sell the same recall items to somebody else, knowing there's a recall on it. Because your product matched the house paint, you need to do a recall, which means you need to pull the item off the website knowing that it matched its household product. But no, didn't do that. It continues to sell the product. That's what makes it so disgraceful. So if you're doing that nonsense, who's to know how many people are going to do the same nonsense too? It's your job to basically, when you come on YouTube and you're selling a product, to be as honest as you possibly can, to not mislead your customers and to show the customers that they're exactly what they're getting, not to try to undermine them, cheat them, steal from them, and take their money at the end of the day. Because if you're doing that dumb nonsense, that means it's only a matter of time before some idiot comes up and does the same dumb thing you're doing. It's bad enough we got enough knockoff fake projectors that are flooding the system, where people are getting caught up with these crappy garbage machines. But now we got to worry about screen paints too. What's next? Certified projection screens too. Now it's going to be another thing too. There's going to be fake version. Oh, great goodness. I'm just telling you. This is why I'm separating myself from the industry. I really am. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
What's a try channel? Has something new down or watching TV? If I ever get a chance to get blessed to go to one of those conventions with all those screens, mind you, when you see me walk through that door, I'm not shaking none of your hands. I don't respect what you do. I'm going to set my screen up. I'm going to have far more lights, so you know what's going to happen. I'm going to brighten my environment like a football stadium. They'll know my screen's in that area. Use a cheap, crappy piece of a projector that you'll never touch in a million years, and I'm going to level you while I'm out there. And when I'm done, I'm pack my stuff up, and I'm walking right back out. I don't respect you at the end of the day, because again, the technology should be far better than that. 8 years. I didn't realize it was that far. We've been working on this stuff till I saw the YouTube video. 8 freaking years we're developing black technology, and you guys still haven't caught up. one thing, you better be lucky that I'm not the one involved in whether or not you get a certification on your screen, because you guys wouldn't get one. If anyone got a certification from me, it'd be a heck of a screen. You'd have to work for it. Well, come this summer, I will be at a lot of conventions and booths and all that good stuff, getting my technology as much exposure as possible, and people will know my name at the end of the year. And I guarantee you. And as for you certified screens, well, you better make something quick, because you're going to have problems by the time that Alpha 1 launches. It's going to be a nightmare for you. I guarantee that much. I will make you cancel out on your screen. You'll basically, and you don't want to take me to court. The last thing you want to do is take me to court with that technology at the end of the day. You don't want me getting that kind of exposure at the end of the day that a person such as me, a little company that I have over here, was able to blow out your $5,000 projection screens with an Alpha 1 technology. That's right, pretty bad. But I can use publicity. I like it. Just like when Black Diamond sent us those letters and stuff telling us that, you know, they sick those attorneys on us. I told you to come back to bite you in the face in the long run. Should have just ignored me. That's what you should have did. But you sent out that information because at the end of the day, you felt that we were slandering your technology. If we were slandering your technology, you would have never sent me a letter telling me that my product had potential. It doesn't sound right. Now, if we were slandering you, we would have never received a letter. We just would have got something straight from your lawyers. But we got an email telling us that our product had potential and we wanted to further discuss this. You don't discuss something further if basically you feel that you have someone slandering you at the end. Why would you discuss it? Why would you say they have potential if we were slandering you? No, you got afraid. That's what happens, because we wouldn't basically do what you wanted to do. And now, when that Alpha 1 launches, I guarantee you, bar none, I am going to design that stuff to trash your stuff like there's no tomorrow. And now when I get done with that, the beautiful thing about it is it's going to cost the customers, well, actually, we may drop that price on that technology. I'm thinking about changing some things on the Alpha 1. We do have an elite version of Alpha 1, which is that crazy stuff. But we are going to make another version of an Alpha 1 too also. And maybe near the end of my years of retirement, I may drop the paint so low enough that anybody can get it. And I'll crush your freaking whole entire, what do you call it? Implode your, oh, they're going to get upset over that one. If we make the product literally that cheap. And you never know. I mean, I got some pretty crazy stuff bouncing around in my head. When I retire from this, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. So the technology is going to be sitting on a shelf. I don't want another company having it because they're going to charge everybody a lot of money. So I'm probably going to do something crazy like charge it at $50 to court, knowing at the end of the day that this is going to make a ton of trouble for these big companies because they couldn't come down to the capital of $50. It would actually hurt them. Well, that's for the future. We got other things we're working on right now. Right now, we have to get our technology where we need to get it at, and we need to get it exposed. So we're going to be working on that. That's why I sat there in that room. I was blessed to be that my sister got all my paperwork and everything done, so I can basically show that the company is legit and licensed, so I can go to these different events and booths and all that cool stuff and basically show off our technology to get it the exposure that it needs. And right now, the price that it's at right now, it's still far cheaper than any certified screen on the market. All right, people, hope you enjoyed this lengthy demonstration. Yeah, we went length on this one, didn't we? It started off with being just 1,000 lumens, but you can see exactly where my brain starts racing and I start going to these different levels and stuff. There's just so much stuff that you need to know at the end of the day. And it's a shame because a lot of these people doing these YouTube videos are not explaining this stuff to you properly because they're too busy cutting corners. They can't explain anything to you like this at the end of the day because that means they would actually have to work. All right, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. Gotta go and God bless.